Hello, I'm Jack Shannon, President of Christian Brothers University, and I want to thank you for joining me today for the first of what I hope will be a weekly conversation with you, our campus community, and others who are interested in knowing more about what's happening here at CBU. Things will be different here on campus this fall. It's out of necessity. The world we live in is a very precarious one right now. It's also one that we've never encountered, at least not in recent memory. But what I can assure you is that what will be unchanged is our commitment to delivering our students a high-quality education based on our Lasallian mission, identity, and principles. Now, some of you might know that CBU was actually born out of a crisis. Back in 1871, after the Great Chicago Fire, a number of our brothers, as Brother Pat Conway noted to me earlier today, ventured forth because their work could not be completed, or at least not for several years in Chicago because of the fire. So they ventured forth down the Mississippi, coming here to Memphis. And since 1871, the Christian Brothers have delivered a high-quality education to our students. They've done so through financial panics, the Great Depression, the Great Recession, and at least 5 outbreaks of yellow fever. Through it all, somehow, some way, we persisted, we endured, and we came out even better than we did prior to the crisis that we faced. Today, I will be focusing on a few key elements, with more to come in our future conversations, and what we hope will be weekly live presentations on the details of our plan here at CBU to welcome students, staff, and faculty back to campus in early August. Now today, I won't be able, unfortunately, to answer your questions in the chat function, but I do want to encourage you to send them to us. We may have the answers already at hand, and we'll get right back to you. You may be raising something that we have not really thought about, and that's good because we need to make sure that our plan is complete as possible. Or you might be giving us some constructive feedback, and we welcome that as well. We're posting on our COVID-19-info email address in the comments section of this social media channel where you may be watching me today. Or you can always find ways to contact us anytime by going to cbu.edu/coronavirus. In future weeks, we'll take your questions live during these sessions to make sure this is really a conversation between us. Now, like me, you've probably heard far too many times and too many people say, this is a fluid and ever-changing situation that we're confronting right now, not only as a campus community or a nation, but as a world. Unfortunately, that's what it is. So every day, we continue to respond to the latest news as it comes in here at CBU. That's not to say that we're changing the plans we've already developed every day, but it is the fact that every single morning, I start my day thinking about the latest information, where we might need to adjust, and where we might need to continue to stay the course. I am meeting regularly with representatives and leadership from the Shelby County Health Department so that we are getting the latest information for here in our part of Western Tennessee. I also will be meeting next week with Mayor Jim Strickland of the City of Memphis and his team, along with other college and university presidents here in Memphis, to talk about how we are working together to make sure that we can reopen our campuses in a safe and effective way. These weekly chats, such as the one that we're starting today, will let me present to you that information as I receive it, so that you and your families can continue to feel safe as we reopen the campus later this summer. Health and safety obviously is top of mind for all of us. We're asking everyone here on campus today, as well as you rejoin us later this summer, to follow all local, state, and federal recommendations. Now that's not easy, quite frankly, because we're hearing sometimes a lot of things. And sometimes, quite honestly, they may seem to be conflicting. So we will distill that information and we will continue to publish it on our website. We'll make sure that it's prominently noted throughout the campus so that there is no uncertainty, at least here at CBU, as what you need to do. But, you know, a lot of the lessons that we need to follow, quite frankly, are what our moms and grandmoms would have taught us. Number one, be respectful of others. So wear a mask, and that's what every one of us is doing here at CBU right now, and we will continue to do so once we reopen the campus. Wash your hands frequently, and stay home when you're sick. Now, we want to see our faculty, staff, and other employees back here on campus as soon as possible. But if they're sick, we don't want them to come back until they're well, because we care about them, we care about their families, and we care about our larger campus community. At this time, many of our employees this summer are working remotely. And we're doing that because it's the wise and prudent thing to do. You know, they're at home, they're working hard. Many of them have children who have been also studying remotely and learning in that fashion since early March. So we want to make sure that we accommodate the needs of our faculty, staff, and administrators in that regard. But I want to assure you that they're doing fantastic work. They delivered throughout the spring semester, and they continue to prepare our university for a successful reopening come this summer. For those of you who are coming to campus, whether or not it's for a visit, whether or not it's to meet with somebody, we are allowing that. But what we ask you to do is before you arrive to complete the COVID-19 check that we have on our website. This assures us that you complete a quick questionnaire and that you not exhibit any of the symptoms that might prevent us from allowing you on campus. To make things even safer, we're also conducting temperature checks at the Central Avenue guard booth, which is the only one that's open right now to campus, to make sure that once again, we're doing the right thing by you and by our larger campus community. We're going to continue to test and as necessary modify these systems so that they are fully ready to go when our students return to campus in August. And we'll be adapting them as need be as we encounter things that might require a tweak or two. That's the way we have always operated here at CBU, and that's the way we're doing so even in the midst of this coronavirus pandemic. Going forward, there will be an area where we'll have much more information over the coming weeks. We will be posting this regularly on our website, and as part of these chats, I'll also be providing additional information and updates to you. Before I move on to talk a little bit about the academics that we are going to be working on between now and the start of the fall semester, I want to thank and acknowledge the folks who have been here since March, working so hard to maintain our campus, to keep our facilities up, to make sure that we're safe and secure as a campus community. Our campus safety, facilities, and housekeeping staffs have been doing remarkable work. They deserve all of our recognition and thanks for the great work they have been doing in getting the campus ready. They've been doing things that, quite frankly, may have been long overdue in terms of cleaning air ducts to make sure that we have air conditioning systems that are working as fully and as functionally as possible. They also are doing deep cleans of all of our classrooms and common areas, bathrooms and lobbies to make sure that they're safe. And once you return to campus, we'll continue to be doing those deep cleans on a daily basis for all classrooms and common areas. And then we'll also be making sure that we have things like sanitizing stations and masks and other things available for our campus community as need be. When we return, those individuals in campus safety, housekeeping, and facilities want to make sure that the work they've done this summer continues to work for the benefit, health, and safety of our campus community. So once again, I thank and want to recognize them for their incredible efforts this summer. And I want you to know about them because their work is allowing us to make sure that come August, we will be able to open, we hope, in a safe and effective manner. Now, in regards to academics, we made the decision earlier this year to adjust our fall calendar. What we're going to be doing is opening up campus a week earlier. We're not going to have the traditional fall break. And in so doing, it'll allow us to be able to conclude the fall academic semester, including exams, by Thanksgiving. So our students will be able to return home to their families, enjoy an extended winter break. By the way, they also may choose to take advantage of what we're calling a snowmester, even though I know it doesn't snow that often down here in Memphis, between Thanksgiving and the start of our spring semester in January, to take an online course. A lot of you have been taking online courses here at CBU this summer. I'm pleased to tell you that actually we have 15% growth in the number of credit hours that you've been taking. And our faculty have done a tremendous job in delivering that content in a way that's been a value add for you as students. So we're going to make sure that we have that additional snow semester this year to allow for you to catch up if you need to, maybe take a few extra courses, and to make sure that all of our students graduate on a timely basis. Now, I want to thank Colby Taylor as our Faculty Assembly President. He's been very involved with the efforts that we've been doing here in terms of preparing the campus for the fall. Earlier today, I had a chance to talk to Colby. He updated me on the discussion that took place yesterday as part of a Faculty Assembly meeting. A lot of good feedback came out of that. A lot of good information was provided by my colleagues, Dr. Mary McConnor and Dr. Paul Haught. And we got a number of things that we still need to work on because we don't have all the answers yet, but we're trying to make sure that we can have as complete of a plan as possible. So Dr. Taylor and I will continue to be meeting on a weekly basis. We're also going to have further updates with the faculty as we further develop our plan. And I just want to thank him for that commitment on the part of the Faculty Assembly, together and by association, which is our Lasallian way here at CBU, to make sure that we have a plan that is as complete as possible. I also want to thank the members of a task force that I pulled together earlier this year and asked to take on a pretty awesome responsibility of developing a plan for us to reopen the campus. They've completed the first phase of their work. They're now working in further details in areas of instruction as well as operations, and they will continue their work throughout the summer. I want to thank, in particular, my colleague, Dr. Mary McConnor, for the great work that she and the other members of the task force have done. Now, when we return to campus, there'll be some changes. Obviously, we cannot proceed as we would have in past fall semesters, given the situation we confront as a world. Our students, however, will be living here on campus. We will have our residence hall set up so that there will be the maintenance of safe social distancing. And we've also reconfigured Alfonso Hall to make sure that we can have dining options available for both in the hall as well as takeaway. The folks at Aramark have been doing great work. As you know, earlier this year, we worked with them to provide healthier options for our students. We also gave more choices and more prepared foods that were done according to what a student wanted and needed. We're going to continue with those options, but we are going to make some changes. We're getting rid of the salad bar. However, we will have packaged salads that have been made that day, as well as prepared to order salads that are made by the professionals of Aramark for each individual student as necessary. We're also going to be doing more foods that are healthier. We're going to give you more menu options, and we're also going to make sure that we've set up the situation within the dining facilities so that we can have queuing as well as seating that maintains that safe social distancing that we all need. But we want to maintain that, Paul, because it is an important part of life here at CBU, and the ability to have conversations over a meal is very much a part of our life at Christian Brothers University. As the semester draws closer, we'll show you exactly how our dining hall and campus residence will be adapted for everyone's safety, And perhaps maybe even as part of a future one of these conversations, I'll be able to walk you through the changes that we have made so you can see them firsthand. When it comes to events, programs, and meetings, we'll also be making some changes this year as we go into the fall semester. We need to evaluate options, and we need to make sure, as I said earlier, that we set up things in a new and different way that's socially distant and safe for all of our students, faculty, and staff. At this time, though, I want you to know that we continue to plan for our 2020 graduates on September the 5th, a Saturday, to celebrate their graduation at the Lander Center in South Haven, Mississippi. This large venue will allow us to practice safe social distancing while honoring our beloved CBU traditions and celebrating our newest alumni. In regards to athletics and recreation, we anticipate that our teams will be competing this fall under all NCAA and Gulf South Conference guidelines, and we're also working with our student life team to make sure that our workout spaces in Canale Arena and our intramural activities are all safe. Now, today, I haven't answered all the questions that I'm sure that are on your mind. So if you do have follow-on questions, I encourage you, as I said, to send them to our email account. I will be happy to repeat that before we close. In case you don't have a pen with you, it also will be at the end of this. That email address is COVID, COVID 19 dash info@cbu.edu. Once again, it's COVID-19 dash info@cbu.edu. So let me close by talking about another important part of our CBU community that I haven't mentioned thus far, and that are the 9 Christian brothers who reside here on campus. They are a remarkable group of men who continue the tradition of learning that was started by that first group of brothers that I mentioned who ventured down the Mississippi to establish CBU here in Memphis back in 1871. I'm happy to report that they're all doing well, that they are all safe and healthy at this time, and I'm sure that you join me in praying that that continues to be the case. I'm also pleased to tell you that this coming fall, we're going to have 5 additional brothers here on campus. 2 of them will be teaching with us, and 3 others will be volunteering in other ways at campus ministry and other locations across the campus. I'll be able to share more about those individual brothers in one of our future discussions, but we're really excited to have them join the remarkable group that's already here. It's really important that we focus on the brothers for another reason, and that is we are an institution of higher learning. We are a remarkable university, but we're one based upon Lassallean values. And Lassallean values are what distinguishes us as a campus community. And that's why I think we will be able to have a successful fall semester because of our Lassallean values. In addition to all those things I talked earlier about that we will be doing to make sure that our campus is safe for everyone who ventures onto it. The reason why I say our Lassallean values are so important is one of the fundamental Lassallean principles given to us by our founder, St. John Baptist de La Salle, is a respect for all others. Now, we've heard a lot of things lately about whether or not to wear a mask. And I've also, as you have as well, been a little discouraged, quite frankly, that something like that has become a partisan issue in our country. Not surprised, but dismayed. So I want to talk a little bit about masks and about how they relate to us being a Lassallean community. Now, earlier, I showed you a mask, and I wear this every day here on campus. I wear it every time I go out here in Memphis or Shelby County, whether it's to go to the grocery store or just to go walking, because I do it not only for myself, I do it for my family. I do it for my neighbors. I do it for our larger community. And so what we ask everyone coming back in the fall will be that they wear their mask as well. And we do that because there are obviously health benefits. If you wear a mask and I wear a mask and all of our neighbors wear a mask, the risk of transmission of coronavirus is dissipated down to under 2%. Studies have shown that. So I think it's incumbent upon all of us to do that for the collective good. But we do it here at CBU because of that respect for others that we have, because that's who we are as a community. So I know in some parts of the country, we're having a problem getting everyone to wear a mask, no matter how sound the medical evidence might be, and no matter how important it might be for one's family. Here at CBU, I don't anticipate that being an issue because of that respect we have for each other as a LaSallian community. And if you're someone who's been here as a student and returning, you know what I'm talking about. If you're an incoming student, you know that's one of the reasons why you're attracted to CBU and why you're so eager to come back and join us here in Memphis. Going forward, I want to assure you that we will continue to have this dialogue. I want to assure you that we will continue to make decisions based upon sound medical data, the best public health guidance we can receive, and most importantly, based upon that respect for others. It's really important that we do this right. I'm a parent. I'm a husband. I'm a colleague of a remarkable group that share the educational mission of CBU. I would not want to do anything to endanger the health of any of those individuals. Trust me. At the same time, I am deeply, deeply looking forward to seeing everybody back here on campus. CBU is more than just a matter of a campus or a group of buildings. It really is the people, the community, that makes us the special place we are, the special institution that has impacted so many lives in a positive fashion since 1871. We look forward to seeing you back on campus. We will continue to make sure that we develop those plans I talked about earlier in a way that will allow us to do so. And if you have any questions in the meantime, please send them to the email account that I discussed earlier, and look forward to connecting with you again next week, where we'll be able to have even more of a conversation. In the meantime, may God bless you and your families. St. John Baptist de La Salle, pray for us. Live Jesus in our hearts forever.